Picture this nightmare. You book a basic inside cabin on your dream cruise, expecting to spend most of your time exploring the ship anyway. But as you're walking to your room on embarkation day, you pass balcony after balcony, suite after suite, and you start wondering, what if there was a way to get one of those rooms without paying the massive price difference? Well, here's something the cruise lines don't want you to know. Those premium cabins you're admiring? A shocking number of them are sitting empty right now, and cruise lines would rather give them away for free than sail with vacant rooms. But they've created an entire system designed to keep you from knowing about these opportunities. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on the cruise industry's best-kept secret. The hidden world of cabin upgrades, why they don't advertise them, and most importantly, the exact strategies you can use to score one for yourself. These are the insider tricks that seasoned cruisers use to turn their budget cruise into a luxury experience without spending a single extra dollar. Let's dive into this secret world and make sure your next cruise is an upgrade success story. Number 1. The economics cruise lines don't want you to understand. Here's the brutal truth that explains everything. Once a cruise ship leaves port, every empty cabin represents pure lost revenue that can never be recovered. Think about it this way. That balcony suite that costs $3,000 isn't worth anything if nobody's sleeping in it. But if someone's already paid for a basic inside cabin, moving them to that empty suite costs the cruise line absolutely nothing, while potentially creating a customer for life. The numbers are staggering. On an average cruise ship with 2,000 cabins, anywhere from 5 to 15% of premium rooms sail empty. That's potentially 300 luxury cabins going to waste on every single sailing. But here's where it gets interesting. Cruise lines have discovered that openly advertising free upgrades actually hurts their bottom line. If passengers knew they might get upgraded for free, many would book the cheapest cabin possible and just wait for the upgrade. This would cannibalize sales of their premium rooms entirely. So instead, they've created this shadowy system where upgrades happen quietly, behind the scenes, using criteria that most passengers never learn about. The cruise lines have turned this into an art form. They'd rather have you believe upgrades are completely random acts of kindness rather than a calculated business strategy. But once you understand the economics, you realize there's actually a method to their madness. Every upgrade decision is based on maximizing revenue while maintaining the illusion of exclusivity. It's a delicate balance, and they've spent decades perfecting it. Number 2, the upgrade hierarchy they'll never explain to you. Not all passengers are created equal in the eyes of cruise line upgrade systems. There's actually a secret pecking order that determines who gets those coveted free upgrades, and most cruisers have no idea it even exists. At the top of the food chain are the cruise line's most loyal customers. These are the passengers with diamond or platinum status in the loyalty programs, the ones who cruise multiple times per year. They're upgrade priority number 1, because keeping them happy means guaranteed future bookings worth tens of thousands of dollars. Next come the passengers, who booked directly with the cruise line rather than through third-party websites. This might shock you, but travel agents and booking sites actually hurt your upgrade chances significantly. Cruise lines want to reward customers who book direct because it saves them commission fees. Then there's the timing factor that nobody talks about. Passengers who book early get priority over last-minute bookers. But here's the twist. Sometimes booking very late can actually help your chances if the ship is struggling to fill premium cabins close to sail date. The cruise line would rather move you up from your inside cabin and try to sell your original room at a discount than sail with empty suites. But the most surprising factor in the upgrade hierarchy is your spending history. The cruise lines track everything: how much you spent on drinks, specialty dining, spa services, and shore excursions on previous cruises. High spenders get upgrade priority because the cruise line knows they'll generate additional revenue in those premium rooms. They're essentially investing in your upgrade, knowing you'll spend more money once you're in that balcony suite. This creates a fascinating cycle where upgrades lead to more spending, which leads to better upgrade chances on future cruises. Number 3. The phantom inventory game that keeps you in the dark. Here's where things get really sneaky. Cruise lines deliberately manipulate how cabin inventory appears on their booking systems to create artificial scarcity. You might think that expensive suite is fully booked, but in reality, it could be sitting empty and available for upgrade. They use something called inventory controls to hide available cabins from public view. This serves two purposes. First, it maintains the perception that premium cabins are in high demand and worth the premium price. Second, it gives them flexibility to use those cabins strategically for upgrades, VIP perks, or last-minute sales. The most devious part of this system is how it affects your booking decisions. You see that only inside cabins are available, so you book one thinking you have no other choice. But unknown to you, there might be dozens of balcony rooms being held in this phantom inventory, just waiting to be assigned as upgrades. Some cruise lines even block out entire categories of rooms from public sale, reserving them exclusively for their upgrade program. This means no matter how much you're willing to pay, you can't book certain cabin types directly. They're only available through the upgrade system. This phantom inventory game also explains why cabin prices fluctuate so wildly. When the cruise line decides to release some of their hidden inventory for sale, prices can suddenly drop, or new categories can appear available. It's all part of their sophisticated yield management system designed to maximize revenue from every single cabin. Number 4. The pre-cruise upgrade trap you need to avoid. About 30 to 60 days before your cruise, you'll likely receive what seems like a generous email offer. The cruise line will offer to upgrade your cabin for a reduced fee, often 50 to 70% off the original price difference. This looks like a great deal, and many passengers jump on it immediately. Big mistake. This pre-cruise upgrade offer is actually one of the worst times to accept an upgrade. Here's why. By paying for an upgrade at this point, you're removing yourself from the free upgrade list entirely. The cruise line has just secured additional revenue from you and has no incentive to give you anything more. Meanwhile, passengers who ignore this offer and wait remain eligible for complimentary upgrades right up until embarkation day. The timing of these offers isn't coincidental. Cruise lines send them out when they're trying to generate additional revenue from existing bookings. They're betting that your excitement about the upcoming cruise will override your logical thinking about upgrade strategies. The psychological pressure is real. The email creates urgency by suggesting the offer is limited time only, and most passengers don't realize they have better options if they just wait. But here's the insider secret. If you receive one of these pre-cruise upgrade offers, it's actually a positive sign. It means the ship likely has excess inventory in higher categories, which increases your chances of getting a free upgrade if you hold out. The cruise line wouldn't be discounting upgrades if they thought they could sell those cabins at full price to new bookings. Number 5. The embarkation day upgrade lottery most passengers never enter. Here's where the real magic happens, but 90% of cruisers completely miss this opportunity. The hours between when you board the ship and when it leaves port represent your absolute best chance for a complimentary upgrade. This is when the cruise line finally knows exactly which cabins are truly empty and which passengers didn't show up. But most people make the critical mistake of rushing to their assigned cabin immediately after boarding, effectively taking themselves out of the running. Smart cruisers know to delay going to their cabin for as long as possible. Instead, they head straight to the guest services desk with a simple strategy. They don't demand an upgrade or act entitled. They simply ask if any complimentary upgrades are available and express that they're flexible about cabin location. The magic words are, "We're not picky about deck or location. We'd be grateful for any upgrade opportunity that might be available." This approach works because it gives the staff maximum flexibility to work with their available inventory. The timing of this conversation is crucial. The absolute sweet spot is between 1 and 3 hours after you board. Earlier than that, and the staff doesn't have complete information about no-shows and availability. Later than that, and they've likely already processed their upgrade list. But there's another layer to this strategy that most people miss entirely. The guest services staff are human beings dealing with hundreds of stressed passengers on embarkation day. Your attitude and approach can make all the difference between getting that suite or staying in your original cabin. Here's the insider trick that works surprisingly often. Bring a small thank you gift for the guest services staff. Nothing expensive, or that could be seen as a bribe. Just a box of chocolates or a nice card expressing your appreciation for their hard work. This simple gesture often gets you remembered when upgrade opportunities arise later in the day. The staff deal with demanding passengers all day long, so someone who's genuinely kind and appreciative stands out immediately. Number 6. The loyalty program loophole that changes everything. Most passengers think you need to cruise dozens of times to benefit from loyalty programs, but there's a little-known shortcut that can boost your status almost immediately. Credit cards affiliated with cruise lines often offer automatic status, matching or accelerated earning potential that can jump you ahead in the upgrade hierarchy within months instead of years. But here's the strategy within the strategy that veteran cruisers use. They don't just sign up for the cruise line's credit card, they strategically use it for all their cruise-related expenses, including pre-cruise purchases, to maximize their spending profile in the cruise line's system. Every dollar you spend gets tracked and influences your upgrade priority. The cruise line's algorithm doesn't just look at how many times you've cruised. It calculates your total lifetime value as a customer, including credit card spending, onboard purchases, and future booking potential. There's another loyalty program secret that cruise lines definitely don't advertise: status matching between different cruise lines. If you have high status with one cruise line, others will often match or even exceed that status to win your business. This means you could potentially have top-tier status with multiple cruise lines simultaneously, dramatically increasing your upgrade opportunities across the entire industry. The most powerful loyalty program strategy involves booking consecutive cruises. When you book back-to-back sailings, you're often treated as a VIP guest because the cruise line wants to ensure you have such a good experience that you become a repeat customer. This frequently results in upgrade opportunities for one or both of your cruises, especially if you mention during booking that you're considering making this an annual tradition. Number 7. The cabin selection mistake that kills your upgrade chances. Where you initially book your cabin has a massive impact on your upgrade potential, and most passengers choose poorly without realizing it. The conventional wisdom says, book the cheapest cabin possible to maximize your upgrade opportunity. That's partially correct, but there's a crucial nuance that can make or break your strategy. The key is booking a cabin in a location that gives the cruise line maximum flexibility to move you. Inside cabins on lower decks near the middle of the ship are upgrade gold because they're the hardest cabins for the cruise line to sell to new customers. Nobody specifically requests a windowless room on Deck 3. This means you're much more likely to get moved out of these less desirable locations when upgrades become available. Conversely, booking an inside cabin with a great location actually hurts your upgrade chances. If you choose an inside cabin on a high deck with easy elevator access, the cruise line has no incentive to move you. That's actually a desirable cabin that they could sell to another passenger. You've accidentally made yourself comfortable in a spot where they want to keep you. But here's the advanced strategy that experienced upgraders use. They book guarantee cabins whenever possible. These are bookings where you select a cabin category, but let the cruise line assign the specific cabin. Guarantee passengers are always the first to be considered for upgrades because the cruise line has complete flexibility in where to place them. They can move you to literally any available cabin without worrying about whether you'll be happy with the new location. The cabin selection strategy also extends to booking multiple cabins. If you're traveling with family or friends and booking several cabins, always book them in different categories. This creates multiple upgrade opportunities and gives the cruise line more options to work with. Sometimes they'll upgrade just one cabin in your group, and you can always switch who stays where once you're on board. Number 8. The guest services conversation that actually works. Most passengers approach the guest services desk like they're asking for a miracle, but there's a specific conversation formula that dramatically improves your success rate. The biggest mistake people make is asking, "Are there any free upgrades available?" This puts the staff in an awkward position where they have to say no to your face, even if upgrades might become available later. Instead, successful upgraders use what insiders call the soft inquiry approach. You start by complimenting something specific about the ship or the boarding process. Then you say something like, "We're so excited to be here. If any upgrade opportunities happen to come available during our stay, we'd be absolutely thrilled, but we completely understand if that's not possible." This language gives the staff permission to help you without feeling pressured. But here's the psychological trick that makes this approach so effective. You're not asking for something right now. You're expressing enthusiasm and leaving the door open for them to surprise you later. Guest services staff love being the hero who delivers unexpected good news. When you give them that opportunity instead of demanding it, they're far more likely to remember you when upgrade opportunities arise. So there you have it, the secret playbook that cruise lines desperately hope you'll never discover. From understanding the hidden economics to mastering the guest services conversation, you now have the insider knowledge to turn your next budget cruise into a luxury experience. Remember, every empty suite sailing past those gorgeous ports represents a missed opportunity for both you and the cruise line. The difference between passengers stuck in inside cabins and those sipping champagne on private balconies isn't luck, it's strategy. Use these tactics on your next booking, and you might just find yourself living the sweet life without paying sweet prices. Now, go book that inside cabin with confidence, knowing you've got the tools to upgrade your way to vacation paradise.